focused, locked in, and Coach simplified what he wanted us to do in the pick and roll. It's no more just being 2 for 2. The help side, the weak side needs to be in to be able to help each other, and we did that. And we took away lobs, we took away extra penetration, guys to step in there and be in position to help.
What was the message to you guys after this game today that, did he say anything extra to you about Kansas performance?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot easier now because when the games we lost, all teams did was run pick and roll for most of the game, and we couldn't find a way to stop it. When we do the way we did tonight, it's been in the weak side, helping, chipping, taking away passing lanes and driving lanes, it makes your defense a lot tougher when you got guys that's protecting the paint and then closing out the shooters. We were doing the opposite, giving up layups first and then try to protect their paint, giving up threes. You're never going to win a game like that.
How much did knowing that you needed at least a tiebreaker with this team to win the shot, like postseason factor, and then what we said in terms of management?
That was a big factor, but the other 3 games was a big factor too. I mean, after we lost 2 games to Cleveland and Indiana, we wanted to at least get 3 or 2 games on a road trip, and we didn't do neither of that. I just came out with a focus and did a great job of trying to win.
Was that the best day that you've seen on both ends of the court? Was that
I think when we had that 4-game winning streak, when March was kind of out, when we beat Chicago, Indiana, they played. I think there was another stretch where he played well for us this season.
At this point, everybody would count the Wizards out, seeing as though they're not in the playoffs now. But futuristically thinking, the Wizards are in the playoffs. What do you want to show everybody else that's in the Eastern Conference as well?
I think every team knows if we make it to the playoffs, they're going to have a tough team to compete against. I mean, that's why I think a lot of teams don't want to see us make the playoffs. They know what type of team we are and what we can show, improving at the last 2 years. And no matter if we're the 8th or 7th seed, we feel like we can give every team a run for their money.
The fact that Van Gundy had to call 2 timeouts, like pretty quick back-to-back in the first quarter, I think you kind of tell off the bat that they were out of sorts on their end?
I think just our intensity, the way we came in. It's just like when teams coming up with a must-win against Indiana. I think Indiana came out more intense than us at the beginning of the game. Tonight we wanted it more than them, and knowing what position we was in, I think that's the reason why we won the game.
You guys have had nights like this when you've, not kind of to this extent in the final score, but where you've been this locked in and had that defensive intensity, and you've kind of talked about it all year about trying to find it on a repeated basis. Which still gives you confidence at this point in the season that you can kind of string together this intensity for a longer stretch?
Well, our coach simplifying what we could do defensively. You know what I mean? I think just in the high pick world, him simplifying what he wants us to do and not just be hugging our man on the weak side. It helps the big man out of stopping the ball and pick and roll because you can't leave the ball and give up a layup. And we was worried about giving up dunks to the big man. So now we got to trust the helper and each other understands that the next teammate has their back.
Is that something that's been all year, but it's just been exposed over this 5-game stretch, or?
It's been exposed all season. Our pick and roll defense. You know what I mean? That's why we was probably one of the worst defensive teams in the league.
You guys had issues though with pick and roll last year too. Didn't beat Toronto and Atlanta for that same reason or similar reason.
Yeah, it didn't play out the champs.
Exactly. So why is it?
No,
why doesn't that experience
Toronto, Atlanta, they did a great job. We didn't have anybody to guard Millsap. They were spacing the floor against us in the regular season. Then in Toronto, they play a lot of one-on-one basketball. And our one-on-one defense wasn't that great. So in the playoffs, when we played Toronto, we just trapped them every time they ran certain plays and took players out of their rhythm. You know what I mean? That was the difference. And I mean, pick and roll is a tough coverage for anybody in this league. I think you just do a great job of protecting your paint and living with guys making contested shots on the perimeter. It's a lot easier than seeing somebody get layup after layup and dunks after dunks.
Randy said he thought this was probably Markeith's best all-around game. Where do you think his comfort level is, and what's your comfort level with him at this point?
Well, mine's is great with him. I think he's just trying to find a rhythm, just be able to make shots. I mean, I know where he wants the ball. I know his spots. He's just trying to find an opportunity to take advantage of mismatches when they switch guards on him and not get caught with so many offensive fouls.
Dominance is the word tonight, but these teams are good, so every week, every day, you can't really do that night in and night out. But is it more key for consistency going towards the ball?
Yeah, that's the key, is just being consistent. I mean, we understand, like I said, Coach simplifying what we want to do defensively. Now we understand it. In the last 16 games, just play the same way defensively and give yourself a chance. I mean, the way we play, and we didn't play defense, you're never going to give yourselves a chance, even if you're missing or making shots.
Did you guys want to Markeith for going back to taking advantage of when they switched? Like,
well, we did that in Portland, but Portland, they caught an offensive foul like 2 times in a row. So, you know, I mean, that's the good thing about it. I mean, that's the difference of having Markeith and Doug. When they used to switch with Doug, Doug's not really a post-up guy. But Markeith, he's a guy that can post up, score, and make plays out of it, make the right passes. So that's a good help to our offense.
Is this all for nothing if you guys don't beat the Bulls on Wednesday?
I think so, yeah. We got to have the tiebreaker. That's the big key is we know we're 3 games, 4 games behind, and you got to get the tiebreaker.
You guys really shut down Reggie Jackson, especially in the first half. What were you able to do out there against him?
just play team defense. You know, my big man's helping me getting into the ball, and then him getting some early foul trouble helped us out a lot.
Coach said that you guys watched a lot of film over the last day or so. What came to mind when you looked at everything? Last couple losses.
Just look at our weak side defense. Who wasn't helping the bigs. Who was like 2 for 2. Whoever was guarding the guard, whoever was guarding the big man, y'all just figured it out on your own. You can't do that. And, I mean, those guys was in tough bonds, and I would be in a tough bond trying to chase the screen. And tonight we got back to helping with the weak side being in and taking away passing lanes.
How soon you've made personal statements about yourself as well as and how soon are we going to hear that about your team in general and everybody knowing that the Wizards are coming too?
Oh, they're going to know it. I mean, I can't be the person I am or the player I am without my teammates. So, I mean, these other 14 guys do their job. I got to do my job of leading them.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
You have Chris
Thank you.
Wager. I don't know if Kentucky, Carolina happens.
Nah, he trying to wait. We're going to wait.